Good morning, kindergarten. I'm so excited. So today we're going to do some activities that have to do with some letters and looking for things in cookbooks or special magazines. And then we're going to do some creating. So Miss Kangas wants to show you what she created today and what you may have the chance to create. So later on in the video, you're going to get to see if you can be Masterchef creators. I created 3 creations in the kitchen and I just used my creativity. I made a smiley face creation and this one was easy peasy lemon squeezy. I used my creativity to make this little creature that's standing up, and I made a kitty cat using some supplies that I had in the kitchen. So today you are going to see what you can create after we do a few important little lessons. Cannot wait when you're finished for you to share it with me your pictures. I've loved every day seeing your pictures, and I'm making a special slideshow with some of our pictures from the year. So I hope you enjoy today's activities, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Okay, so the first part of today's activity requires some books. Now, because this week we're going to do a little bit. Okay, so because this week we're going to be kind of like master chefs, doing a little bit of making some things with some food, I thought for this next activity I would grab some of the food magazines that I have and some of the cookbooks that I have. Now, for this next activity, you don't need cookbooks, you don't need food magazines, but you do need some books that are around your house. And you need a piece of paper. So what we are going to do is we are going to put our paper into 3 parts. And the first part, and I'd like you to see if you can try to do this yourself. The first part is going to say words. What? Words. And then I'm going to put a little squiggly line down the page because that's going to divide it. So we have words. On the next part of our page, we're going to put numbers. And then on the last part, we are going to put letters. So now Miss Kangas did that really fast. So you could pause the video and see if you can, on a piece of paper, write words, numbers, and letters. So go ahead and pause and do that. So now that you've done that, here's what's going to happen. Today, Miss Kangas has some sight words, some words that when you're in a big grade 1 you're going to have to memorize. So we're going to see how many of these words we find in our book. So the first word we're going to look for is the word the. T-H-E. Now we've really been working hard during our Google Meets to sound out words. Sight words you can't sound out. You can't go t-h-uh. That doesn't make it a word. It makes it confusing when you stretch that out like bubble gum. So this is a sight word. We just have to memorize it, the word the. The next word I'd like you to see if we can find is this word, and. We're also going to see if we can find the word in, and we're going to see if we can find the word at. And then the last word, I want you to see if you can think of a word you'd like to try to find in one of your books. I'm going to see if I can find it in my cookbooks. And I think the word I want to see if I can find is the word milk. So you have to write down the words. We're going to write the, and, in, at, and milk. So feel free to pause the video so you can see Miss Kangas's words that she's written, and we're going to put a little dot beside each of them. So go ahead and pause it there and see if you can write those words. So now that you've written the words, here is our job. We are going to use our magazines or our books to see if we can find some of these words. So I'm just going to pick one of my magazines, and I am going to start by seeing if I can find the word the. So I'm going to open up my magazine, and I'm going to look to see if I can find those letters. So So I might look at the page and I'm looking for T-H-E together. Now this is a little tricky. So I'm going to look on the pages and I'm going to see if I can find the word. The T-H-E. This is tricky. I'm looking. Now the books that you might be looking at might be a little bit more simple than the magazine Miss Kangas is looking at. She's looking at one. Does it look like it has lots of letters that are all together? I'm looking at one that's a little bit trickier. So look, I found the word the. I circled it here so you could see it. But if I was looking at one of my favorite books, I wouldn't do that. So I found the word the. So right next to the word the, I'm going to make a tally mark. Let's see if I can find 5 thes. So I might turn to another page. Let's see, do I see any thes there? It's like I'm being a detective. I found another one. Oh, right down here, and I'm circling it so that you can see it. I found another the right there. So I'm going to put another tally mark. Now I'm going to pick one of my other books that might have the writing a little bit bigger, but I'm not going to write this one. Write in this one. So I'm still looking for the word the. This is tricky. I found another one right there. There's the word the, so I'm going to make a third tally mark. Let's see if I can get to 5. Let's see. I found another one. There's the. So I'm going to make another tally mark. And I just need one more. Let's see, do I see it? So I'm kind of just looking all over the lines. I might not be able to read what the rest of the words say, but I'm looking. There's a T, but I don't see the H and the E. There it is. So now this is really interesting. When we have tally marks, we make groups of 5. When I make groups of 5, it really helps me to count. So then I'm going to put a line across like that. I found 5. Now let's see if I can find a few of these other words. This might take you a little bit of time. Maybe you're going to do a little bit of this today, and you're going to do a little bit of this tomorrow, because this is a little bit tricky. So Miss Kangas is going to show you how she finds the word and, the word in, the word at, and let's see if I can find one. That's the word milk. Okay, so for the next part of our activity, we are going to do some measuring. And sometimes we've been measuring using materials to see how long something might be. One of the Friday activities was to use a handprint to measure different things in your house, like a microwave or your countertops. And there weren't very many people who chose to do that for Friday choice activity, but today we're going to do some measuring with water. So you need to pick 3 or maybe 4 containers. And when you are a master chef and you are doing some cooking, you are doing lots of measuring. So before we can do our little fun last activity for today, we need to do some measuring. So Miss Kangas has picked a popcorn container. I've picked a small little bowl. I've picked a teacup, and I've picked a large bowl. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a prediction of how many cups of water, and this is what Miss Kangas is going to dig in her drawer to see if she can find a cup, how many cups of water it takes, to fill one of these containers. So Miss Kangas will have to come back to her drawer in a second. So what you need to do is on your piece of paper, once you've picked your containers, you are going to write them down or draw a picture of them. So up here, I might draw a picture of my popcorn container. And I'm going to write pop. popcorn. And my next container that I have is that little bowl. So on my paper, I might draw a picture, that circular top, like that. My bowl, so I'm going to call it red because that's the color that it is. Then I also have my teacup. So I'm going to draw my teacup. I'm going to put a heart on it. I'm going to write the word cup. And the last container that I have is this big bowl, and it's purple. So now that I've drawn my different containers, my next step is to make a prediction. I'm going to make a guess at how many cups it takes to fill up each container. So Miss Kangas is just gonna find her cup measure. Okay, so you might have to ask for some help, but lots of times when you're cooking, just like Miss Kangas had in her drawer here, we use different sizes of measuring cups. So I've decided I'm going to use 1 cup, and I'm going to see how many of these it takes to fill up each container. So over in my sink, I filled it with water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my container. I think I'm going to start with the popcorn one, and I'm going to put it beside the sink. And I'm going to start filling it, and we're going to see how many it takes. So let's hear your prediction. How many cups of water do you think it will take to fill the popcorn container? I think that it is going to take, I'm going to put a question mark there because that's going to be my guess. I think it's going to take 9 cups. So that's my prediction. So here we go. I have my water cup, so I'm going to put it in, and it's really important when you fill it up that you make sure the water cup's full. You put it over your container and you fill it. Now this might be a little messy, so you might have to ask your mommy or daddy or big brother or sister where's a good place to do this. So then I'm going to put another cup in. I'm going to lift it out. So I'm at 1. Now this is 2. Oh, Miss Kangas's prediction was very off. 3. My goodness, does it look like it's getting pretty full? And 4. It took 4 cups of water to fill up the popcorn container. So now I'm going to go over to my paper. And my prediction, was my prediction very close? Nope. 4 cups, and I'm going to put a check mark up there because that means the actual. So now let's take my little red cup. How many cups do you think it will take? I think it will take less than 1, but I think I'm going to put 1 as my guess. So here we go. This might be a little messy. We'll move my popcorn container, move my cup over. Here we go. We're going to fill it up. And look, it actually spills over. So it takes less than 1. I think if we were using our baking measuring or our cooking measuring, it would take half a cup. So on my paper, I'm going to write less than 1. So which one so far takes more water? Is it the popcorn that has more cups of water in it, or the red bowl? What do you think? Okay, up next, we have our teacup. So I think our teacup is going to take 2. So here we go. We're going to move over. I'll slide these over. I'm making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Put my teacup there. Put that in. And we're going to measure it. So 1. And now I can't count the next number until I put it in the cup. 2. And I think if I put another one, it will spill over. So if you notice, there's the line. I think that's as full as I can get it. So it took 2 cups. My prediction was correct. And now we have the big one. How many cups of water do you think will fit in this large kitchen bowl? What do you think? I want you to make a prediction out loud. I think this one might take 10 cups. So here we go. We're gonna move our other ones out of the way. And we're gonna start filling. So 1. And remember, we don't say the number till we put it in. 2, 3. Does it look like it's getting a little bit more full? 4, 5, 6. I think my prediction might be not quite right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm running out of water. I might need to dump some of my other ones in here. So I'm at 14. 15, 16. It took 16 cups. So I'm going to write 16. So which of these containers held the most water? Was it the popcorn bowl container, the red bowl, the cup, or the purple bowl? If you said the purple bowl, you are correct. Which one held the least amount of water? If you said the red bowl, you're right. So I can't wait to see you try this activity. So now that we've spent some time today looking for letters, looking for words, and also measuring, we are going to be a little bit like Masterchef. So you're going to use some supplies around your house to see if you can make some cute food. So just before this, you saw some pictures of what some other kindergartners have done to make some cute food. And I'm going to show you what I came up with. I'm going to show you a few. So Miss Kangas has a waffle, and I think I'm going to work on turning this waffle into a cute little bunny rabbit. Now, it's really important if you're doing this activity that you do it with adults' help, because there are some very, very sharp tools in the kitchen, and I don't want you to get hurt. So you have to make sure you have permission before you do this part of the activity. So the first thing I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to see if I can find 2 Smarties that could be the eyeballs of my little bunny. So there's going to be my eyeballs. And then I think I'm going to use my strawberries to make my bunny ears and bunny whiskers. So here we go. I'm going to cut the strawberry. And I think I'm going to cut it a little bit more. So remember, this part is something that you can do with your mommy or daddy because this is a little bit tricky. So I'm going to make some ears. And you don't have to wait what Miss Kangas is making. You can come up with your own neat creation. So there's going to be its ears. And my bunny's going to have its little, a little red nose. So I'm going to use just a little piece like that. It actually almost looks like a cat. Maybe I'm going to turn this into a cat instead of a bunny. And then I'm going to use my strips of strawberries. Strawberries are so healthy. Strips of strawberries to be my whiskers. So I might have to cut them again. And I'm remembering I'm being really careful. Miss Kangas has had lots of practice with cutting, although you wouldn't see it right now, with knives, so it's really important that you're asking for some family's help. So there's going to be one whisker. There's going to be, I'm going to make the little bottom part of its mouth like this. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have sticky fingers. Kind of like that, like it's smiling. Then we'll have my kitty whiskers like this. Oh. Another one there. Let's put 3 on each side. There's another one there. And put one there. Put one there. And put one there. So there is my kitty cat that I've made out of food. And I didn't have to do any cooking. I just used things that were around the house. So now that I've finished making him, and when you finish making your food, the last step that you're going to do is you're going to make a list of the things that are in your creation. So Miss Kangas is going to show you how she did what she's going to do. So now that I've finished my little creation of my kitty cat, I'm going to call it the Kangas Kitty, I'm going to make a list of the ingredients that I used. Ingredients means the items that you put together to make your food. So I'm going to write my title. My title is Kitty Cat Kangas. And what I used was some strawberries. So I might start by drawing a little picture, putting my little holes, and I would color it red of strawberries. And you'll notice on the container, it helps me spell strawberries. So I can use the container to help me. Sometimes we can use the print that we see around us to help us spell. Strawberries. Okay, I also use some Smarties. So let's see, on here, it has the word candies, milk chocolate candies. So I might draw a picture of them because they're going to be the eyeballs. And I'm going to write candies, and I'm using the bag to help me. And the last thing that I used, I sure didn't use many materials, is I wonder if you know what these are called. If you said Eggos, you are correct. So I used an Eggo, so I'm going to draw a circle, and my Eggo has lots of lines in it. So I'm going to use the box, the print that I see around me, to help me. So I'm going to write Eggo. So there it is. There's all the things in my kitty cat Kangas treat. So Miss Kangas is going to show you another 2 more treats that she's made to give you some ideas, and then you can create your own. So the next treat I think I'm going to try to make is going to be something with a little bit of cucumber. So I'm just going to cut. Now remember, when you do these kind of activities at home, you need to make sure that you are working with an adult or a very, very, very grown-up brother or sister, because knives and the things we're using are very sharp. So I'm going to see if I can make this piece of a cucumber into a little bit of a monster head. So I'm going to take off the peeling. And I'm not wasting this because I am going to eat this when I have my dinner today. So I'm going to use this as my little monster's body. I use some toothpicks, and I think I'm going to try to use some different materials. So I think its arms are going to be made. I'm going to stick one in there and one in there. So there's its 2 arms. And on its arms are going to be marshmallow hands. So there's one hand. And here's the other hand. Let's see, maybe I could even get them to stand up if I cut it straight at the bottom. And I'll eat this little piece after. So there's the hands. And let's see if I can put the tomatoes. Maybe it could even be a cactus. So I'm going to see if I can put the tomatoes as its eyeballs. There's one tomato. And here is another tomato. Oh my goodness, this sure looks silly. I have to be careful so I don't poke myself. So there's gonna be its eyes. Now I think we need to maybe, what could I use as eyeballs? Ooh, I think I could use raisins. So let's see. And remember, Miss Kangas is using these materials because she's a grown-up. These materials that I'm using are very, very sharp, so you'll need to have some help from somebody. So I'll put one raisin there as an eye. And another raisin. Uh-oh, we better get another one. And another raisin. There, oh my gosh, that looks so funny. Now, let's see, what can I use for its nose? Maybe I could use a little piece of strawberry. Miss Kangas has been enjoying the strawberries today. Maybe I could use a little piece of strawberry for its nose. So I might just stick my toothpick in it like this. Now, if I was eating this, would I have to be pretty careful of the toothpicks? I think so. Look at that. There's my creation, my monster creation. So don't forget, when you finish making your creation, you need to write down the different things you used in it. So I used a cucumber, and I used some tomatoes and raisins and toothpicks and marshmallows. So Miss Kangas is going to show you one more that she came up with that's very easy. Remember, I don't want you to copy mine. I want to see what you can come up with. Okay, so for my last little one, I'm going to show you a really simple way that you could create. So I'm going to use tomatoes as my eyes. I'm going to use my cucumber that I sliced as a nose. And then I'm going to use some peanuts as the mouth. See, I didn't have to do anything too difficult. What do you think this is looking like? Do you have any ideas what it might be looking like? I think he looks like he's got quite the smiley face. I'm going to even use some raisins to make a pattern with the mouth. So peanut raisin, peanut raisin, peanut raisin, peanut raisin, peanut raisin, peanut raisin. And then I think, I put away my marshmallows, but I think I want to use some marshmallows to make some hair. Or maybe some eyebrows instead. Okay, let's make some eyebrows. Oh, or maybe we could see if we can make hair. No, I think hair would be too tricky. Maybe eyelashes. So there we go. And there we go. Here we go. And then at the bottom, we'll put a few more. That looks so neat. And then remember, when I finish, what do I have to do? I hope you said that you have to list the ingredients that you make and give your creation a name. So Miss Kangas can't wait to see what you create today. Remember, when you do your creations, you need to ask for permission before you go into the fridge. And you definitely need to ask for adult help if you're going to use any sharp supplies. So I can't wait to see what you make.